Okay, now it's about for me. So here we go, guys. Just open this link and vote there. Please, guys, open this link and vote there. This will be helping me to teach you to know audience experience and the knowledge. Only 3 people voted till now. I can see the result over here on my screen. You're having 10 people. Five. I got 5 votes. Hari, Kiran, Malleshwar, Max. What is this? Manicharan, Naveen. Two Naveens we are having here. Sammy, guys, please vote. Perfect, guys. I'm having enough results with me. So most of us, beginner only, I believe, and 2 people is having intermediate knowledge. So may I know uh, what exactly you did with that Docker and Kubernetes? You can talk with me. You should talk with me during the session and not now. Always, we are learning here Docker and Kubernetes. So any doubt, question, queries, also you should ask me. I will be giving you time as well. 2 people wanted intermediate experience. Want to share your knowledge here, guys? No, that's perfectly fine. So let me share my screen, guys. We will be starting things from the scratch. Okay, we will not be running this session too fast, but whatever things I'm going to train you here, whatever things I'm going to teach you here in the session, same thing you guys will have to practice by your own. Okay, because if you are not practicing it on daily basis, what will happen is, let's say today we did one session, you didn't practice. Second day again we'll be doing continuous session, right? Day to day we will be going through different contents, and the day will be there on, you'll be seeing that there are a lot of things are there that you'll have to cover, right? So on daily basis, do the practice well and ask me the question queries if you guys are having doubts. On next session you can ask me, right? Yes, guys, I believe that my screen is visible to all of you. Yes, guys, is my screen is visible? Quick
Yes,
confirmation
it's
from your
visible.
side.
Yes, visible.
Perfect, guys. So before starting this, guys, give me a second only. Sorry, guys. So before proceeding with our demo session, uh, we will be just going through the course content, what are things that we are going to learn in this course. I believe that all of you will have, you know, this course content with you, right? So see here, what are things that we will be going through. Yeah. So we'll be learning Docker and then Kubernetes, right? Docker and Kubernetes content. So very first of all, we'll be starting here things what all bare metal, what exactly bare metal is, virtual machines, then containerization, how this revolution happened. That we'll be learning it about. And after that, what exactly Docker engine is, what all alternative, Docker competitors are available in the market, right? And installation of Docker. And we'll be learning that, differences between Docker desktop and the Docker server. Like we'll be implementing it practically. And few commands that we'll be learning, what all uh, version check commands and what all things we can do, how we can create Docker containers, how we can log in into the container, what exactly Docker registry is, what all Docker objects we are having, like images. Guys, please mute yourself. My voice is coming back to me. Um, Yeah. So a Docker architecture you will be learning, and Docker client, Docker server, Docker registry, container networking service. There are a lot of things are mentioned over here, right? How we can store our images in registries, like Docker Hub, ECR, ACR. So many things we are having here to store registries. Few of them is important for us that we will be learning here, like Docker Hub, and most importantly, we'll be storing our image on, you know, GitHub. How to store images on GitHub, right? That will be. These are the alternative JFrog and ECR, ACR. Okay. And after that, we are having Docker networking. What type of Docker networks are available? Host, bridge, overlay. Overlay is for Docker Swarm. So nothing to do with that. Three, we will be diving into this. Docker storage is this topic. We will be learning about it, how to store your data on your server, right? We are having bind mount, volume, and the temp device. What exactly this type of volumes are available on Docker? How to deal with it? What exactly these things are that we'll be going through. Backing up Docker images, and building custom images by writing Docker file. As we discussed here, Docker registry, Docker Hub, and GitHub or GitLab, both are the very similar thing. Okay, so instead of going through each type of registries, I will be telling you here, I will be teaching you like how uh, like a generic thing works, so that by taking those generic things, you can deal with any type of registries, right? Um, this is nothing but a firewall and security group. How to enable EC2 instance, security group port number, and all. We'll be looking into this. Docker Swarm is gone. Nobody is using it, so it's deprecated now. For our course, it is obviously there, but we will not be doing this Docker Swarm thing here. And Docker Compose is important for application testing and all. We will be learning Docker Compose, and we'll be installing some of the application like WordPress, MySQL, or might be Jenkins, and how to enable communication in between, front end, back end. Those things we'll be learning here. It's very good to have you know YAML already. If you don't, then we'll be discussing about this too, because YAML is something very important to write your deployment, Kubernetes deployment and configuration. Objects like deployment replication controller, replica set, secrets, config map, so on. There are a lot of things are there in Kubernetes. So basically, we will be diving into the Kubernetes after Docker, once Docker is completed, right? What all things we are going to see here, like, uh, Kubernetes component, what all controllers we are having here, right? On master, what is master node, what is worker node, what all components are getting installed on your master node and worker node. What is the use of those components like QAPI server, controller manager, scheduler? We are having, and network plugins like Calico, Fana, VNet. Which one we should go with? Which one we should choose it, right? Kubelet, Kuproxy, Docker engine, container, all these things we will be diving in deep, right? What exactly it is, right? So both the type of nodes, worker node and master node, that we'll be learning here. So guys, very, very important thing here is we will be creating, Kube ADM cluster. So Kube ADM cluster is nothing but you will be having one master node and two worker. Okay. We'll be learning that how to configure them, what all tools that we'll have to use to create our cluster here, right? So basically, cluster will be created by using VirtualBox, guys. Okay. Using VirtualBox, it is 100% free tool available on internet. You can download it. I will be guiding you how to, create VMs, how to install OS on that, each and everything. I'll be guiding you. Or the best part is, if you don't want to do this, you should have an AWS account, free tier AWS account. So we will be creating few VMs over there and we'll be making things up and running, right? Our Kube ADM cluster. I think it's better to use a cloud instead of VirtualBox. If you are going with VirtualBox, you should have a good configuration laptop. Minimum 16 GB of RAM you should have, and i5 is minimum. If you are having higher configuration CPU like uh, i7 or Ryzen 4, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 CPUs, Ryzen 4 is bit slow. Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 is a good option. Okay. So instead of this, AWS free tier account, anybody can sign up. Okay, this is freely available for all of you. You can, I guess, you might be having a free tier account with you, right, guys? So once cluster is ready, we are having so many Kubernetes objects with us to deal with it. So very first of all, pod. What exactly pod is? How containers are getting created in Kubernetes cluster, multi-container pod. This terminology called pod, what exactly it is. Okay. After that, replication controller, replica set, deployment object, right? How to do rolling updates, rollbacks, check the history of deployment, all those things will be here. And after that, daemon set. What exactly daemon set is? Stateful set. What exactly this object is? When to use stateful set? You know, this is the most important thing after deployment object. You know, that we'll be learning about it here. After that, persistent volumes we are having here, right? Different type of volumes we are having available with us, like empty directory, host bar, how to provision volumes dynamically on our cluster, that we'll be learning here, right? What exactly TV is, TVC is, TV is nothing but persistent volume, and then persistent volume claim, what type of services we are having available in Kubernetes, like cluster IP, node port, load balancer. Each and every these objects will be peeling one by one. Okay, and then we are having config map and secrets, right? When to use which object secret means I want to store my passwords in encrypted format. So use secret object. I want to store my configuration environment variable, some of configuration file and centrally placed so that I can call those configurations in any other deployment as well. How to do that? We'll be learning about that. How to access your application based on domain names while running your application in Kubernetes cluster. Ingress controller is something that will be helping us. We will be talking in Nginx ingress controller. We'll be learning that how to install and configure it. Okay, Nginx ingress controller. HPA, horizontal pod auto scaling. In simple word, auto scaling. This is the part that should mention just after deployment. It came down. Wow, correct, no problem. And after that, we are having, scheduling methods. How your pods, containers are getting created in Kubernetes cluster, that you be learn. We are having different type of scheduling mechanism available with us, like, based on the node name, based on the node selector, pod affinity, anti affinity, where to deploy a pod and where not to deploy, and node affinity, taint toleration. This is a huge, is a big chapter actually that we will be learning about it. And checking the containers health, liveness, readiness, startup rules, that we'll be learning about it. We are having jobs, cron job, and again, we'll be choosing Calico for our networking plugin, and we will be implementing simple network policy. What exactly network policies are, how to create or how to enable communication in between, like, um, two pods. In short, we'll be securing the communication, right? For authentication and authorization, it is nothing but RBAC, role-based implementation on your Kubernetes cluster. Create users, okay? You'll be creating user and we'll be giving them permission whenever they log in to the cluster, what all things they can do on the cluster, what all operations they can perform inside Kubernetes cluster. So that we will be learning it about here. Rollback, what exactly cluster rule is, cluster rule binding is, those things will be there. And dashboard deployment, how to deploy your Kubernetes dashboard. Who added this airbag? This is our bag, airbag. Okay, whatever it is. Cluster upgradation from one version to another version. This is older version. Okay, we'll be just working, we're learning on the latest version of Kubernetes, right? This is older version. And etcd backup and restore and application with front end and back end application deployment and Kubernetes cluster that we'll be learning. And finally, Helm chart. We'll be learning that how to um, Helmify your application, that we will be covering here as well. How to use Helm command to perform rolling updates, to roll back, Helm chart repositories where you will be keeping your charts, right? Each and everything will be covered in this session here, guys. So guys, this is all about course content. If you guys are having any question queries regarding this course content, please ask me the question here.
Yeah. Hi, and hi, Anish.
Yes,
This is
yes,
Harikiran.
Srinivas.
Hi,
Yes,
this
Kiran.
is Harikiran. Yeah, I have
Yes,
few questions
Harikiran.
because I am from a .NET background. Will this
Okay.
suit me? Will the Docker and Kubernetes, the core structure, will this suit me? Just I want to know.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It will be suitable for you. The reason behind is like even you are developing .NET applications, so obviously you might be
Yeah.
containerizing those applications, correct? Once
Yes.
you are
Yes.
containerizing, yeah, so we will be learning here simple application
Yeah.
containerization. Yeah.
Yeah. Will the course be explored with the help of a .NET applications or with only any particular technology?
It will be simple application only because there is so many things are available. Like again, there is Node application, Node.js is there, Java based Tomcat thing is also there, right? Nginx and PHP, .NET, Perl, Python. There's so many things. So instead of telling you each and this technologies, what I will be doing is I will be containerize or I will be teaching you how to containerize a generic application. By following those steps, you can containerize any other applications too.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
Yes,
this is, just I
yes,
want to check on
Srinivas.
this one. On Docker and Kubernetes part one, we are going for dedicated one. Is Argo CD, Rancher, Istio Mesh are included in this part of this one? Because what I notice is the tools are more advanced. People are looking for them.
Yes. Good question. Good question, Srinivas. So basically, Argo CD will not be there. Istio will not be there. If why it is not there? Very first of all, I just want to clear. The reason we didn't included those things here because we are starting things with the scratch. We are having almost all um, beginners audience here, right? If you want to tell me Istio and Ergo CD end of the course, if we are having enough time available, then I can tell you the concept of those things. I can show you how to install Ergo CD, how it works, how to install Istio, how it works. But I will not be diving specifically in Istio because Istio is having so many things in it if you already worked with these things, right? Istio is having like few more component, its own ingress controller. It is apart from ingress controller, we are having Jaeger and Kiali, So that will be increasing the course length and people will be feeling the book about that.
What about, I joined one of your previous demo. What about the Podman? You told that something back, Podman will be included in the course.
It is similar to a Docker. It is similar to Docker that we will be discussing. That we will be discussing in session two. Partner, and most probably this time, you know, when we will be creating Kubernetes cluster. So instead of Docker, we will be using Cryo or container.
And one more suggestion for you.
Yeah.
Why can't you modulate one course, including all this stuff? People will be more encouraged who are experienced candidates. That much up. instead you targeting a basic learner.
Didn't get you, Srinivas.
So instead of targeting a basic learner, so I think Docker and Kubernetes will be most of the people who joined your course content will be looking for this upgraded versions of the what I told that to.
Argo CD, na? I told you right. On demand, if you tell me if you are having enough time availability, definitely I'm gonna tell you those things.
My suggestion is if you include this, the audience will be
Yeah,
more.
sure,
What I learned
sure,
from
sure.
different type of inputs is that everyone is promoting a Docker and Kubernetes, but they're doing all the basics. But when we go into the market, they're asking for all this stuff: security on the
Yes,
Kubernetes and security on the Docker containerization, because the DevOps has changed a lot.
sure, 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 sure. Definitely, we'll improve this one. We'll be adding more advanced thing. Yeah. Anything? Anybody, guys? Anything else?
So, like YAML scripting, how much will you be covering? Like, is it just the basic of YAML scripting, or how is it?
So, good question again. So, guys, YAML basics, I will be teaching you. And what exactly YAML is nothing. It's simple configuration, yet another markup language. And it's very simple. Whenever we are talking about Kubernetes and OpenShift, okay, 100% YAML will be there. Without YAML, you cannot do anything, guys. Yeah. And I forgot to introduce you myself. I'm really sorry. Let's do that. It's not possible for each of you to ask about you, but you should know about me, who I am, why I'm here, right? So, guys, my name is Anish Ansari. I'm having 10 plus years of experience, and from last few year, we can say that, not years, year, we can say that I'm into this training thing. I'm training people not only like public batches, like how this batch is going on. I train a lot of people in a big MNC by going their campuses and online as well. I train a lot of people, big brand. You can say that TCS and Infosys and big brands is also there. I work for them as well. I trained almost 1,000 people till now on same technology. So this was a bit about me, and yep. So let's start with our demo session.
Hello,
Correct?
sir.
Yes, please.
Naveen here, sir.
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah. Sir, my question is that how many projects we going to do, sir, after the completion of this program, sir?
Okay. How many projects? So guys,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you. We are not going to do any project, very first of all, and
Okay.
what all things that we are going to do in our sessions, that will be your day-to-day activity. Let's suppose you're working in any Docker Kubernetes project and you are going to join any company where Docker Kubernetes is the requirement, right? So what all day-to-day tasks or activities is required to perform on your designation on DevOps engineer, or like the skill set if they are asking you. So those kind of things we will be doing in our session.
Sir, in the sense like I'm saying about like, sir, like what kind of application we're going to do in real time, sir? Suppose I'm saying about Java-based application we're going to do, or else in Python-based application going to do, sir.
It totally depends, or it totally depends on requirement of your project where you are working currently. Most of the time, you guys will be dealing with Linux servers.
Okay. No, sir, actually, I know I'm searching the Google like while using Docker and Kubernetes, we go for the microservices, right, sir? Right, sir?
Yes, microservices is what? Well, it's nothing. We will be discussing about that too in our session.
Yeah.
You don't need to bother
Yeah.
about
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So in that only I'm saying about like a Java-based application is going to do or a Python-based application is going to do. Based on that, I'm asking about, sir.
that. No, no, not Java pipeline. You will be learning about that your questions answer very soon in after a few sessions.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So let's start with the demo session here. So, assume that you are a developer and you are planning to develop one, a simple website, PHP-based website, right? For an example. So, what all things are required for you? How you will be developing one PHP-based application, right? You will be just, you should have one laptop with you, right? And on the laptop, on the on that laptop you will be having a windows or some of the operating system installed on it, most probably windows, might be ubuntu or might be mac os, right? And you will be installing web server and the compiler, and then you will be started writing the code on your machine. How you can see these icons or the slide is, right? Once your application is ready, I'm just talking about very small scale application, very small application, or you're working a very small application, small organization. So how these people will work, right? They will be having laptop, OS, compiler, web server, and you will be developing your code. And finally, you'll be testing that code on web browser, whether it is working or not. Once that code is running fine on your laptop, what you will be doing is you will be simply uploading this code to the server. EC2 instance, you can say, right? Monolithic application it is. We can assume that, right? Simply you are uploading this code to the server and your website or your web application will started working. Correct. This is how simple or small organization or small project look like. But whenever guys, we are talking about large scale applications, right? Enterprise level of application, how thing goes, you will be having, you know, team of developers, correct? Team of developers will be there. So many developers will be there. They will be developing the code on their local machines. This is the local machine. We can assume they will be developing the code on local machine. Once the code is working on these people's machine, what they will do is they will be pushing. These people will be pushing code to centralized code repository. Okay, guys, these people will be pushing code to centralized code repository. And because this is an enterprise level of environment, so there might be the DevOps guy or ops engineer that will be pulling the code and he will be deploying to the respective environment. It could be prod, it could be UA or QA, whatever environment is pre or something, right? This guy will be deploying. Now, guys, assume that we are just going back to like the previous era where you are not be having this Docker, right? So this code will be pulled by this guy and he will be deploying to the environment. Once code is deployed, assume that this guy started seeing some bugs on the code. Okay? What this guy will do is it should be going back to the developer saying that brother, this code is not working, and I'm facing some of the errors because this guy might not be having programming knowledge. He cannot fix the issue. He'll be going back to the developer will be telling that, okay, bro, let's, just troubleshoot the issue. Your faulty code, it is not working on the environment. So what these guys will be doing, these people will be doing the conf call, some of the like teams meeting and all, they will be trying to fix the issue. Now, after spending a lot of time, they will be getting to know that this developer, what he did is he did some version mismatch thing, right? Means environment is having 6.0 PHP version installed, and this guy developed the code by using latest version of the code, for an example. So now this version is mismatched. That is the reason this code is not working. What these people will do is what do you think, guys? Here I need input from your side. So what this DevOps guy will do? Will he update environments version, or he will be telling developer to downgrade your version and write code according to version 6.0? Yes, guys. Anybody wants to answer this question? Yes, Malish. Malish, you are wrong.
He
So
will
can you repeat the
take the
question?
previous version.
Okay.
He
Alan,
will ask the
Max,
developer to fix
Naveen.
that issue.
Right. So this guy will be asking developer to fix the issue. Okay, this guy will be asking developer to downgrade your version, whatever that you are having on your local machine, and then he will be writing code again. So there is possibility that there's very high possibility that this issue can be fixed within few minutes, few hours. Depend. It totally depends on totally depends on the size of the code, right? So basically, for your kind information, whenever you guys are developing any, your developers are developing any code, so they will be having manual with them, what all version of PHP these people, developers should use. But this kind of situation may occur. And one more scenario I will be bringing up here. Let's say I want to run or I want to utilize some of the feature functionality which is available on a different version of PHP, let's say 7.5 or the older version. I want to utilize those function and features in my application. At the time, it will be very hard for me to utilize that different versions feature functionality in my environment. To fix up this issue, we got Docker containers, we got Docker, we got containerization now. So guys, how this containerization works? Let's discuss about this now. So what happens is, as we discussed here on our previous slide, we discussed thing here like we will be having our environment and we might be having our EC2 instance or some other clouds server with us. So what we will be doing is on the same server to host your application. As I told you that you will be having your laptop and on top of laptop you'll be having OS and then compiler, web server, right? Your application, these things will be making your application up and running. So guys, the same thing we will be having on our server too. We will be having one OS, we'll be having compiler, or we'll be having our web server. Now, now what happens is, now what happens is, um, again with the Docker, we require a server, and on that server, you'll have to install only your operating system. You no need to install your compiler or web server, nothing. Okay, you no need to install those things, but then how your application will be working inside container. Okay, whenever guys we will be creating container. Inside container, we'll be having one OS, we'll be having compiler, we'll be having our web server. So these things will be wrapped inside the container, and containers will be, yeah, your containers are nothing but plug and play um, object. Simply you can create n number of container on your instance, no matter one container is running on a PHP 7.0 or 6.0 or 7.5, and even you can run one of the application based on Java, one application based on .NET or Python or Ruby. It doesn't matter. These technology, these compilers will be residing inside the container. It will not be creating any trouble or any conflict to other containers. Okay. So this is how guys container is helping us. We will be learning that how to create the container, how containers are getting created, right? By using image, what exactly image is, how to create images, how to start, stop, or remove the container. All those things we'll be learning it about. I believe that till here things are clear to you. If anybody is having any question queries, guys, please ask me here itself. Okay. If you don't have any question queries, that's fine. And you guys should ask, your doubts or question queries. At least you should say yes, no, nothing, so that I'll be knowing that you guys are listening to me, right? Right. So, okay, that's fine. So if you are not saying anything, I'll be assuming that you're okay with this, right? So guys, let's talk about architecture of Docker, how Docker architecture look likes here, right? So guys, see here, we will be having Docker client and Docker server, which is it could be your Docker daemon. We can say that server or daemon alternatively. It's the same thing. And the registry. What exactly Docker daemon or slash, you can say the Docker server and Docker client is. Let's discuss about these two things very first of all. Okay. So whenever guys we are installing Docker, So this client will be installed automatically on the machine. So what this client is doing, whenever guys you are executing any Docker commands, Docker PS, Docker log, Docker run, whatever, right? Docker bit. So this client will be receiving those commands and it will be sending to the daemon, Docker daemon, to proceed to take the action. For an example, I'm just starting a container by executing Docker run command. So this Docker client will be receiving the command and it will be sending to Docker daemon to take action. How this Docker daemon will be creating the container. This is something very important. Okay. So very first of all, Docker daemon will be looking for images. What exactly images is? Let's let's think about this image. What exactly image is? Images will be used to create your container. By using a single image, you can create n number of containers. Okay, this image will be containing operating system or your compiler or web server or all the code in it. Okay. Now, as soon as this daemon is finding it out image locally, your container will be created. Assume that image is not available in local machine. So guys, the default registry, what exactly registry is? Registry is nothing but a place where your container images are placed. You can download container images, you can pull it to your local machine and you can create container out of it. So if image is not available locally, so this Docker daemon or Docker server will be downloading image from its registry. That is nothing but hub.docker.com. That image will be downloaded on your local machine and it will be creating container out of it. It will be creating container here. Okay. Once container is created, please mute yourself, guys. Please. RK. Uh, I'm not having privilege. So guys, this is how containers will be created. We are having remote APIs to create the container. We are having some of the free application, Docker GUI to create container. That is not a good thing to do. We will be always dealing with CLI, command line interface, to create the containers. Yes, guys. So yeah, this is the demo session. Today's demo session all about. I believe that you understood about this thing. If you guys are having any doubt, question, queries, please ask me about this. We will be continuing this session from tomorrow onward. And why to join Visualpath? Okay, why to join Visualpath? How this course gonna help you? So the most important thing that I want to discuss over here is whatever task or activities that you are going to do on your workplace, similar kind of things we will be doing here very first. Second thing is that if you guys are facing issue after the session, how you will be reaching it out to me to ask your question queries. So guys, we will be creating WhatsApp group. Obviously, we'll be adding you, all of you there. And if you guys are having any question queries or trouble that you are facing, so you can ping me on WhatsApp as per my availability. Most of the time, I'm available only. So I will be replying you on the WhatsApp. If issue is not resolvable through WhatsApp, we will be working with you next session, right? And this course is a mix up of two certification, which is CKAD, Certified Kubernetes Administrator. Sorry, CKA, yeah, sorry, CKA, Certified Kubernetes Administrator, and Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. Is a mix up of two certification. I believe you can choose any one of those certificate. As per my suggestion, always go for CKA, which is having more weightage on your resume. So yes, guys. Any questions?
Sorry,
For yeah,
can, can you hear me?
yes, thanks. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right. So, just like you mentioned, after the end of this course, we should be able to do the certification, CKA.
Definitely. CKA, you should be able to do that, but you should practice well because that exam is scenario based, or somehow, it's one proctor will be there and real kind of environment will be there, and you'll have to fix the issues like create that deployment, and one deployment is already running with some of the issue, fix the issue. Such kind of questions will be there.
So there won't be like a special preparation for that during the course.
No, I didn't get you. What exactly your question is?
Does that mean that we won't have a special training for the course, the special preparation?
Huh, correct, correct. We mixed up the content. We mixed up the content.
Sorry, I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Okay, we mixed both the course content, and we developed one course instead of going for each of the separate CKA and then CKAD. Instead of going with this, we mixed up both course content and we developed this course.
Oh, okay. And how long is the duration of the course?
Duration is, yes, duration is 30 hours. Okay, 30 hours. Per day, we will be spending 1.5 hours, 1.5 hour per day session we'll be doing.
Okay. So it's 30 days, you said?
Not
How many
days,
days?
hours. Okay, around 25 to 30 days.
Okay.
25,
Okay.
25 to 30 days. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes if I'm not available, session is cancelled or something like that. It depends.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Yeah. Anybody else, guys?
What will be the timing, sir?
Timing will be the same. 8 to 9:30.
Okay, 8:30 to 9:30.
No, no, no. 8 to 9:30.
Okay, okay. And Monday to Friday, right?
Yes, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it, guys. From my side. If
Anish, one question from my side.
yes, yes, Malish.
Actually, I have idea on Docker and I'm preparing for the CKA. I'm
Okay.
comfortable with most of the topics, but currently I'm looking for one project. On daily basis, we use multiple Linux and Windows clients for running load and different automation.
Okay.
So I want to have a Kubernetes project to maintain and manage all these clients. For every 5 minutes or so, it needs to ping all the clients and get the IP ping response. And if any client goes down, I need to make that client up. That kind of project I'm looking for. Will you able to cover that one if I join this course?
So basically, why to ping each of the client? We are having Prometheus Grafana with us. Just simply go and install Prometheus Grafana by using those tools. You'll be getting to know alerts.
Okay.
Yeah, alerts will be sent to you at the time.
Okay. Whenever that any client goes down, it sends alert.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Nobody? Okay, guys. So let's connect tomorrow to continue with the session. The same time, I will be here with you. That's all from my side, guys. Bye bye.